Although constantly on show, the White House is one of the most protected places on the planet. The true extent of the protection at the White House though has never been disclosed. While Secret Service members have given details about how it protects the building, along with the President, they've said that there's still many things that the general public are not aware of. Service members have said that it's near impossible to take over the building, saying that it has some of the best tech on the planet, and that things like windows are near impossible to get into. Officials have said the building is under constant surveillance, and they are confident that no one will be breaking in anytime soon. So what happens when advanced tech makes its way towards the building? This is exactly what happened back in 2010, when a former White House and Air Force engineer captured a mysterious craft hovering above the building. Although most believe that UFOs won't harm us, and point to the countless interactions people have had with them, from a security point of view we have no way of stopping these things getting in secure locations, with high-up officials saying that they easily get into restricted airspace, and that when we send out our jets to investigate, they are easily able to outmaneuver them, with some former pilots even going on to say that it's like they're toying with them. Mr. Allen though made the bold claims that these crafts are actually working with the US government. Mr. Allen said the following about the photograph: "I have photographs of an extraterrestrial craft coming into land, and this is under or around the White House. On July 20th, 2010 at 3 in the morning, in Washington, D.C., approximately 1 mile southeast of the White House, I photographed a slow-moving hyperdimensional extraterrestrial aircraft. I then watched the UFO fire a ray of light, or directed energy beam in the vicinity of the White House." End quote. Mr. Allen goes on to detail this isn't the first time he's encountered UFOs, saying that he grew up on US military bases and now resides in Washington, D.C. He said that when he was young he was visited by a group of 4 to 5 grey extraterrestrials in silver spacesuits, and said that these mysterious beings went on to implant him with a device. He then explains that the strange device has gone undetected for years, but said that he received signals in his mind that tell him to go to certain places across the United States, and when he does he said he always sees a UFO. He said that he thinks these are the same crafts that were seen above Washington back in 1952. Many people will report that if aliens truly existed, then these extraterrestrials and visitors from another planet would quickly fly to the leaders of our world and confront them with their concerns and agendas. Depictions from old science fiction movies of the early 1900s showcases this thought more than others, with props of unidentified flying objects landing on the White House lawn, filled with extraterrestrials attempting to approach the leaders of the free world. However, what many are not actually aware of is that back in 1952 this very much proved to be the case. Later referred to by Project Blue Book specialists as the invasion of Washington, D.C., for roughly 8 consecutive days from July 19th to July 27th, the most publicized sightings of UFOs took place over the nation's capital. Not only were there a tidal wave of reports that flooded in from the general population, as outlined by UFO historians and alien investigators, but the report consisted of high officials, members of the military and Air Force. One of these reports took place at 11:40 p.m. on Saturday, July 19th, from a man by the name of Edward Nugent. Mr. Nugent was an air traffic controller at the Washington National Airport and detected 7 objects on his radar moving at speeds, flight patterns and directions that no known human craft could have produced at the time. Nugent later wrote the following: "We knew immediately that a very strange situation existed. Their movements were completely radical compared to those of ordinary crafts." End quote. This was merely the first report out of countless of hundreds of sightings that took place during that time. This later caused a climax by the President Harry Truman, who ordered the Air Force to investigate and provide an explanation for the wave of sightings and odd radar information data. This further led to the involvement of the Central Intelligence Agency that worked with the Office of Scientific Intelligence and the Office of Current Intelligence to lead their own investigations into the matter. This would lead to the creation of a supposed alien organization branch within the Central Intelligence Agency that specifically handled such investigations. Given the credibility of the witness reports, the information received by the air traffic controllers, and radar data specialists and further investigations led by the Central Intelligence Agency, the existence of extraterrestrial involvement seems certain. Robert Hastings gave a speech at Washington, D.C., in which he said the following: "The witnesses have described these crafts as being in the shape of a disc, or cylindrical shaped. In 1966, according to launch officer David Shaw, his missiles were temporarily activated, just as his security guard reported a bright light moving from missile to missile." End quote. Mr. Robert Hastings' speech was not concerned with the proof of extraterrestrial life, nor the political and scientific implications of the findings. His number one concern was surrounding one issue and one issue only: national security. Researchers have said that these crafts seem to have an interest in our weapons, and have even been observed deactivating them. It's only been in recent years that we're now starting to understand how frequent these crafts visited restricted regions. Pilots have reported it's not uncommon for them to see these crafts while on routine flights, and that when they do, they're usually told not to talk about them. However, some now think a shift is happening, and that soon we may be told the truth about what's going on, while others aren't so excited, and have said that hundreds of millions has been spent on disinformation, and that it's unlikely that high up officials will release anything of interest. So what do you make of this mysterious photo, and why do you think we're not able to catch up to these things in modern day jets? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.